What is so important about driving faster than anyone else?
A lot of people go through life doing things badly. Racing's important to men who do it well. When you're racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after, it's just waiting.
Good afternoon and welcome to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson, Brenton O'Brien here for round 6 of the Sim Racers Asia GT Simulator Championship. Brenton, Bathurst, however you pronounce it, I know you hate me every time I try and do it. Such a challenging track. Going to be a great race today. Yeah, tell us your thoughts.
To me, this is the cruel look at that right, the jewel in the crown for the season. I love this track, Bathurst AC. So you had it right the first time. No, I don't hate you for getting it wrong. It drives me nuts, yes, but you know, this track brings out the best of the drivers, and it brings out the best drivers, and we can see that there's some guys that we welcome back. I wasn't here last week, but you know, Ewan's racing today, Dongwu Gang's back, Charles de Sierra's back. So I love this track, I love these cars, I'm going to love this race.
It's probably the most demanding track on the drivers we have in the simulator right now. I mean, there's no room for margin once you start going up the mountain and obviously coming back down again. The closest you'll get to street racing, really. I mean, on the official tracks, of course, we've got, you know, a tech track, but we'll ignore that for this argument. But and the level of detail they went into this circuit just makes it a bit of a pleasure to be out there and driving. Even if it is a bit of a frame rate killer for some people.
Well, it is a street circuit though, AC. This is by nature a road.
Yeah.
I mean Bathurst, which is west of Sydney. So it is a street circuit. In matter of fact, just a bit of useless trivia for you, that on Conrod Street was the very first place in Australia where the New South Wales Police put the first permanent speed camera in Australia. Was on Conrod Street.
Oh, there you go. So that flashes every time they go down there. So what they seem to have missed adding that into the sim. They're like, oh, we'll just ignore the speed camera, shall we?
You get that bright flash every time you're doing 260k down the straight. But no, it's a great track, and I've had the pleasure of driving around it quite a few times, and it's better in real life. It has to be, but iRacing did a superb job covering this track, copying it. They did a really good job.
If any of you haven't seen the video where it talks about how they, you know, basically the making of this track, go and check it out on iRacing TV. It's worthwhile look. You'll realise the level of detail they went into and why their tracks are far superior to any other sim out there right now. Yes, I will take the barrage of YouTube haters for that. But yeah, I'm afraid AC, R Factor 2, you've got nothing on the level of detail they've gone into this circuit. Anyway, let's have a quick look at this this championship, Brenton. A little bit of a change around. It's 5 rounds through. This is basically the halfway point in the season. Well, last week was really. So, Aaron Lee taking the lead. Well, actually, he's joint in first place with Tobias Journey, 137 points apiece. So very strong from those guys. Marcus Lenderman sat there in third place, just 5 points further back. Has missed a couple of weeks. We know obviously he's got some commitments. I don't think he's here again today. So
I got a feeling I actually saw his name come up, but I haven't seen him.
No, you're right. You're right. I can see him in the qualifying session, but you're right. He's not done the lap, so I don't know if he's not going to be able to. Or
yeah, I don't think he's actually. We'll see if he's actually here. No, he's not actually here at the moment. So he did log on at some stage, but I don't think he'll be racing. So just come to see how his competition.
How the rivals are doing. Yeah, we got a minute left to qualify, and we'll bring up the standings in a moment. But yeah, Lewis Kigali in fourth, Alex Cherney, who had a great race last week actually, looked very, very strong, 5th place, and then Richard Brookfield 6th. So the top 5 all over 100 points at this place in the or this stage in the season. So you have to think any one of those still got a run at winning this championship.
Well, I think Richard Brookfield's put in some good results. Yeah, he's probably really just hanging on by his fingernails there. Tim Jackson on 75 points, you'd say it's too far away now. So yeah, definitely between the top 4, I would say. But Lenderman not being here today, so there's a chance for Lee and Tobias to stretch their legs a little bit and gain some extra points.
Just very, very quickly, just run you through the top 5 in the Clubman's Championship. Obviously, that's being broadcasted over at Checkered Flag Interactive. So if you want to bring that up, I believe it's on their Twitch channel rather than YouTube. So yeah, head on over there and take a quick look at what's going on in the Clubman's. But of course, come back here. But yeah, Frashak leading the way from Bocade and Alex Paul, Marcus Wang, and then Scott Newton. So yeah, that's pretty close as well. Just what we're looking at, 39 points separate the top 5 over there as well. So very, very tight. Let's just rattle through the team championship as well. Eurasia's Sim Sport leading the way, 411. They're absolutely flying now. I don't think anyone's going to catch them. Blackadder Motorsport in 2nd, and then Redback Racing in 3rd.
And off to the Nations Cup. I'll do that.
Yeah, you go for it.
Well, Australia dominating that, but to be fair, so they should. We've got a lot of numbers racing each week now. It was commented last week or the week before that it was almost an Australian championship. There's a lot of Aussies in the top split. 526 ahead of Europe, 454, which that will probably suffer a bit today. The Thailand, Indonesian, Philippine team in 3rd in 387. Qualifying has wrapped up, AC.
Yeah, one note just to bring you before we bring the grid up is that all drivers are given 2 fast repairs or fast resets today, just because of the nature of the track. I think Mark just wants to try and keep the race exciting all through it. We saw what happened last time out. It was numbers dwindled very, very quickly. Yeah, take us through the grid then, Brenton.
Well, Aaron Lee, championship leader at the moment, has taken pole position in his McLaren MP4 with a 2:02.791. Very close to actually the real time in the Bathurst 12 hour that was run today in qualifying. Tobias Cherney in the Ford GT 2:03.57, so 8 tenths there. Alex Cherney in 3rd, just the 1 tenth off his brother Jake Maloney, who actually snuck in there fairly late with a 2:03.8. Then we got the 2 Evolution Racing Australia cars, the Roughs. Tim Jackson in 5th at 2:03.977, just out qualifying Charles Sierra, so welcome back to Charles in the CX Series, just a 10th of a second behind. Maluna in 7th at 2:04.1, he's 3 100ths up on Kevin Huang. Ino Yun down a bit, it must be said, another 2:04.1, so just the 4 100ths between 9th and 7th there, so really close. Matt Malone, our American friend, 2:04.3, Brett Woods 2:04, Dongwoo Gang at 2:04.7 and down in 12th, he'd be disappointed with that. Chandra Yong 2:04.8, who else we got? Tim Ballinger 2:04.9, Lewis Kigali 2:04.9, going down to Mark Warmington 2:05 flat. Harrison O'Brien hasn't had much laps, 2:05.3. Warren Pickering, a Redback Racing car, 2:05.4. What have we got? 23, probably 24 starters.
Yeah, a lot of guys not setting a time. I wonder if people are just going to start from the back as well. A lot of people registered into the session, but yeah, we got about 7 that didn't set a time there. So
yeah, well, one of those is a 26 car belonging to some Irish-sounding name, O'Brien. So
yeah, some donut that connected as a spectator.
Well, it's Bathurst. It's Bathurst. It's Don't just look at the mountain climate, I say, and I had a lot of fun.
Right, of course we've got just a short pace lap here, so we haven't got to sit through what would be about 4-minute parade lap. But yeah, it's just down the back straight. I think
I think the roughs are going to.
Sorry, you go.
Yeah, I just think the roughs are going to struggle here. I think the last few tracks the roughs have been very strong. I didn't see last week, but going by my team that I race in, normally the roughs have been very strong throughout. But this track here, I just think they're going to lack that little bit of straight line speed compared to the others. They have a bit of momentum over the top, and Aaron Lee has actually had a disconnect. So at the moment he's pressing as many buttons as possible, our pole position man. So
I can't see him getting back in. The load times for this circuit are quite long, so it looks like Tobias Cherney's going to take...
he's connected again. Let's see if he can get back in. I would doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's probably going to be starting from the back. Now, he's okay because he hasn't taken to the grid and then disconnected, so he will still be on the lead lap. If you take to the grid and then come back off of it, you actually get put a lap down, which seems a bit weird. But if you make a mistake with the setup they put in, say for example you put the qualifying setup in, yeah, it puts your lap down. So he hasn't taken to that, so we will be able to start from the back. So it's going to be interesting to watch him progress through. But yeah, technical problems for Lee. Not what he wanted after such a great qualifying. I mean, 0.8 of a second ahead of Tobias there.
And you don't want to start at the back here. There's going to be a lot of slow stuff over the top. AC will be back in half a sec. Sorry, bad timing.
Yeah, no worries, mate. We'll just keep an eye on what things are going and doing. Yeah, so Tobias Cherney effectively going to lead us away for this one. It just comes around the corner. We'll get this race underway here at Bathurst. On board in East Ford, one of well, pretty much the only Ford I think in this field. So he's going to wait, I'm sure, until he rounds the corner. He's got his brother next to him. I dare say they'll be in communication to get this launch synchronised. Oh, it actually looks like a terrible start from Tobias. I think he's just about going to hold on to it. Anybody else on the ins, on sort of sitting P2 there would have had that, but yeah, brother giving him a lot of room. So far I can see everybody is clear through turn 1. No real incidents.
Yeah, it looks clean, doesn't it? We've got a Pierre Emmanuel Beneshi. Obviously 22nd. He's had a good start. There must have been some drama because this cars have started putting late because Paul Mansell. There's quite a large gap back to him as well. So
yeah, huge gap actually.
Yeah, considering it's just got up the straight, so can't see any damage to any cars. Maybe Nelson's.
Oh, we have got a little spinner though. That is just trying to see who that is. I think it might have been Kevin. Yeah, it was Kevin Hung there. So just got tapped into the first sort of tricky left-hander of the mountain there. Manages to save it. Lost a little bit of time, but yeah, still okay out there.
Yeah, but up the front though, it's a really clean start. I just love the opening laps of this track. The cars are just nose to tail, just not prepared to make any move that could endanger them. Plus them, the person that they're passing. We're expecting probably 23 laps here, so yeah, they're going to get about 12 laps out of their 40 litre tank to start with, so they will have to stop halfway. I don't expect anyone to take tyres on. Tyres aren't really an issue here at Bathurst, so yeah, it's going to be going as long as they can in the first inning, expecting pits lap 11 or 12.
Yeah, we'll see maybe how far Tobias goes, because we've seen that Ford is a little bit more economical and can stretch it out. But like you say, I mean, be interesting with nobody taking tyres, because that's normally the advantage that the Ford has really, is that it's very good on its tyres. So if nobody's taking them, then maybe actually this is really playing into his hands very early. But talk at the front, the two brothers are away and pulling away from Charles, who's in third. And I have to say, Brenton, Charles's livery's not coming up.
Yeah, give it some time. I guess it will. It's certainly there. But it looks like it's got a bit of damage to the front, right?
Yeah, it does.
It's just great to see Charles making the series, whether it's in the Maverick colours or not. It's just good to see him back here, and He literally contacted me this afternoon and said he's up and going again. So yeah, that just shows the raw talent that he's got, in that he can get straight into the thing at Bathurst, such a tough track, and be in P3 at the end of lap 1.
Yeah, exactly. For anyone who doesn't know, Charles has just moved on over to the UK. He's up in Newcastle studying marketing at the moment, so I'm sure he's enjoying his nights out up there. But yeah, it's got his racing gear all set up, so fair play to him for bringing it over there and getting it all up and running. Oh, I did hear some contact on the wall somewhere. I'm not sure who that was.
Actually, I reckon it was Charles over at Reed Park, because that rough's getting narrower and narrower every lap. But you don't want to pit now. You pit now, that means you're committed to a 2-stop. It's a long pit lane here at Bathurst. Yep. But these two roughs are certainly holding up these McLarens of Maloney. And, Yun, who's made a great start as well. It's just so good to have him back here. But just gapping back, I'd just be interested to see where Aaron Lee's got to from last. Or he's hit the wall for us actually on the exit. He's getting damage, and also he's right on the limit as well. He's up to 21st, so making some significant ground already.
Yeah, this, like I said, we're going to keep an eye on him throughout this race, and I think we've got a little battle going off ahead of him actually at the moment. I think, is that Pickering?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's also a battle. The two Cherney boys are having a dig here. Alex was deep on the brakes at the Hell Corner, turn 1 here at Bathurst, and going up Mountain Straight. He's got a good run on the draft here. I can't see him picking that Ford GT up in a straight line. I genuinely think that it's probably the favoured car here, is that GT, because
yeah, you can see Alex actually dropping off down that straight as well, even though he's in the draft. So you're right, he's going to be very quick over the mountain for sure, but I just don't think he's going to find a way past unless Tobias makes a mistake going onto one of these one of the straights, I would think.
And Tobias is clever enough; he can take it so carefully on top of the mountain. There's no way Alex is going to get around that thing. That thing's a bust. Look how wide it is. He's not going to get around. If he tries it, it's not going to be a clean move, you wouldn't think. So, Tobias can fuel save on the way down as well, whilst everyone's trying to push it to him, and then he can just put his foot down the Conroy Straight and up Mountain Straight and just move all that around.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going slow at all. I mean, they're 1.7 seconds ahead of Charles now, so they're slowly pulling away, although I think that last time by Charles was about the same speed as Tobias, so just perhaps, like you say, just a lack of track time of recent times, just needs to get himself settled into a rhythm. And yeah, Jake Maloney there as well behind them. I'm pretty sure you're right actually, it's just being held up by the two Russ. Inho just fallen back a little bit from them now, and he's actually coming under a little pressure from Maluna. It's like old school, like very first season we ever used to cover, with Inho and Maluna racing each other. I love it. So it's just a shame Maluna's not in his McLaren, he's in the BMW. So and Matt Malone is getting very close. Sorry, yes mate. Yeah, it's great.
It's fantastic to see these names come back and support this season, and this series, and whether it is just on the track.
That was very wide from Inho there. I thought for a minute was yeah. Thought we were going to be a one-way ticket to the sidewall there and the Armco, but he's playing a bit. He's flirting a little bit with the grass and everything at the moment.
We're just looking at the lap times here. With Tobias has done a 2:04.9 last lap. Alex a 2:05.1. Charles a 2:05.1. Jacko 5:2 with Jake as well. So yeah, these are insane times, race pace here. So it's just a matter of time before someone is going to blink. I can't see them keeping this up, this race pace, and not making a mistake. It's exceptionally good.
Matt Malone around the outside of Maluna there. Maluna went in very, very deep into the left-hander there, and yeah, Malone sort of jumped on him and yeah, ended up going around the outside in the right-hander. He's got a little bit of damage on his rough as well, but I think the Rust can take a little bit of a knock to the front end, can't they? And they seem to carry on pushing on none of the important stuffs at that end.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good. You probably use a bit of straight line speed though. We found that at Daytona last week, mind you. The least of our car's problem was front end damage.
Well, Brendan with we were almost 3 wide on top of the mountain. That was Aaron Lee, Pickering and Pat O'Hara there. So Lee's up and into 14th place. Let's have a see if we can pick that up on replay. Actually, what happened there, because I think that'll be quite interesting to see. It's not holding back at all.
Whilst we're doing that, we've lost who is that? Chandra Yong has just planted it in the left-hand exit of Forest Elbow. Just got on the power tool and he's going to be limping back to the pits. We know we've got the 2 free toes, but this is going to be 2 pit stops. I tell you what's going on there? That's Max Wilson. Sorry to do this to you, but Max Wilson has tried to pass, who was that? Richard Brookfield on the grass over the hill on Conrod Straight. You can't imagine how that went. We've also got another drive off.
We'll jump. We're obviously, we just saw that replay, and actually it looks like Lee got given the position by Pat O'Hara, I think. He just moved over to the left and let him have it. We're still stuck with the replay because we're about to watch what you were talking about now with Matt Wilson and Richard Brookfield. Like you say, they got a car on the left.
He's actually got away with it to a point. I know he's spun it, but that could have been a hell of a lot worse.
Oh dear, that was that's. New racing overalls for Max Wilson, please.
I was starting to write his obituary.
And you're right. There was somebody else who went off there as well, wasn't there, in the background?
Yeah,
so right, let's get back live. Was watch the rest of this race with the replay?
Well, let's get back live, and it's even more action because we now have a new race now. Alex Cherney has overtaken Tobias and is drawing away. However, Alex does have a bit of damage to his front wheel as well.
Tobias skimmed the wall as well. Can I? When was that? Can I get a real replay of that? So much going.
Last lap before. So I didn't see it happen because there was just so much action down the field. But the 2 Evolution Racing roughs are just going at it as well, and Jackson's looking up the inside here into the chase and getting the job done. I think Charles made that fairly.
I just caught the end of the overtake, and like you say, it was through the kink. Alex went around the outside, so got a good run, and I think again, just a lot of respect from each driver there, not to cause anything a bit silly. So so I sort of let him have it once he was in a position to make a move.
We've got Yoon in the pits as well. I didn't see what happened to him, but his car is bent. He's obviously there to tow as well, so his race
rear
is
end.
done.
You can see the rear end on that, absolutely manangled. So technical term.
Manangled. I'll use that one.
And he's. I guess he's just towing at the moment. He'll get released as soon as a fresh car, as soon as he can. But the tow here is a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. He goes left us, unfortunately. So it's a shame. But it was, if you get a chance to watch this, mate, it is so good to have you back in the series. So yeah, welcome back. Hopefully you can stick with us. But what this has done, and Aaron Lee is just gearing up and up and up. He's driving the race of someone who is leading the championship. He's going hard at it here. His last lap at 2:04.7. His fastest lap of the race was at 2:04.6. He's got a little bit of a clear track in front of him now. Just Mark Warmington in the Blue Flag Racing Rough, who's up into 11th place. So Aaron Lee up into 12th place already, giving himself a genuine chance to make the top 7. I'm thinking that's where he'll get to, maybe the top 6. That's if it all stays clean up front.
We've got Adrian in the ready for interview. I'm guessing he's a Clubman's driver, is he? Get some clarification on that.
I know who Adrian is. He does commentating.
3.5 seconds behind his teammate Lewis Cagali there. So the Black Adam Motorsport guys doing fairly consistent job, but gonna need to pick up a fair few places if they're gonna challenge Eurasia Sim Sport for sure, because those guys are banging in the points left, right and centre. Worth pointing out, most of Eurasia drivers are in the Clubman's Championship, so and dominating over there at the moment. Actually, talking about the battle ahead, we've got 3 cars very, very close. Matt Malone, Maluna and Kigali here. 6th, 7th and 8th. Very, very close, and Maluna having a look round the outside maybe of Matt Malone. Just trying to get that place back after he lost it earlier on. Nothing going this time. Actually lost a little bit of time, just having a little look there. So yeah, we're joined back by Brenton.
Yeah, sorry, just we'll clear, have a chat with Adrian afterwards. I'm just a bit bored with Tim Jackson at the moment. 2:04.4 his last lap, gaining 3/10 on Tobias in front of him. So there's still a bit of racing here. What are we, lap 7? We're guessing lap 23. We're thinking a 23 lap race. So there's still a long way to go on this track, and with pit stops ever crucial. I don't think there'll be anyone taking tyres. I generally don't. If they did, you're probably going to lose about 15 seconds on track. I don't think you can afford to drop 15 seconds here.
No, I mean, overtaking I wouldn't necessarily say is easy. So you can't really afford, like you say, to lose track position. So I think you're right. Everybody will just won't take tyres and just see how it all plays out. I have to say, I still think Tobias is in the driving seat right now. We know how much quicker. We're talking about 3 or 4 seconds quicker the pit stops in the Ford are. So yeah, if he can stay within that of his brother, then he's going to be good. But it's worth picking up actually that I spoke to Alex last week, and he was really keen to have a good race here based on what happened last season. You know, he qualified really poorly. He was all over the place in the race, and I think he got himself lapped and was able to stick with the leaders once that had happened. He got himself a fresh car, but yeah, was very disappointed with his performance. So he'll be much happier today, although he has got quite a bit of damage on that front right and doesn't seem to be slowing him down. 204. That would have been impressive.
204, very good.
Yeah, and yeah, that's just he'll obviously get that car repaired when he pits. So, but like I say, it doesn't seem to be slowing him down, and Jackson's just a little bit slower than both of them that time. So that lead between those guys spreading out. Still, that battle between Matt Malone, Kigali, and Maluna is pretty tasty. Just 1 second separate all 3 cars.
Yeah, that's been going on the whole race. Lewis is making ground here, 263, so I'm thinking he must have made a mistake there. Although, you know, it's pretty consistent with cars around him. So these guys are just a little bit off the pace. These guys are, yeah, already 12.5 seconds off our lead. I tell you what, Matt Malone been a bit underrated, hasn't he? He's up in the 6th place here. He's doing a really good job. I don't think, you know, I'm probably going to put the mocker on him here. I don't think I've seen Matt make a mistake. And all the races that I've been with you broadcasting, and he's just, he's just so clean. The exit from Forest was a bit anxious there.
Yeah, I think he's going to be under pressure here as Lewis pulls out of the slipstream. He's going to have the inside for the kink, but they're going to go side by side through here. You can definitely see the difference in straight line speed advantage. No draft there, but Lewis is still able to motorway. Oh, that closed up through the kink, but under braking. Yeah, good move there from Lewis. Little mistake really from Matt, let him have that. I think Matt had got him, but he's got a great drive out here, and Lewis having to defend on the inside going into the final corner here. Oh, round the outside is going to make it happen.
It's a long way around.
Oh, he's got great drive, and Maluna's, yeah, it's right there as well. This is going to be it's going to be close, and all that time this is going on as well. You can see John King and Kevin Hung closing up on these guys, so this 3-car battle is going to become 5 very, very quickly. I still think Matt's going to try and hold it. I think he's got the high ground here, though, if he can just stay alongside.
Well, if Malone wants to position him well here, he'd get inside of Matt, he'd be in Matt's draft, and he'd be getting inside of Kigali here, but even behind him is close racing. How good is this race?
Oh, very deep there for Kigali.
3 wide.
Yeah, Kigali loses the place. So
what this has done is bring King and Huang right back into this battle. This is, like you just said, it's going to be 5 battling here. There's a couple of teammates in the Blackadder Motorsports with King and Kigali, but this is awesome racing, and Malone's got himself back in front of that pack.
Yeah, I think Lewis will kick himself there, because obviously he was the car that was trying to make the move to get to the front of the pack, and in the end, overall, he lost a place. So yeah, all that hard work, and yeah, he's actually lost a place overall. So just
But I'll tell you
he's
what's
gonna have to do
happening
it all
here.
again.
Yeah, we've got Malone, who's now in 6th place, I'm thinking. Yeah, it's just so much has happened so quick. But Malone's last lap at 2:07.3 short, was amongst all the battling and things. They're always going to drop lap times. That's in 6th place. Malone is 7th. Kigali now in 8th. King in 9th. His last lap at 2:05.9. Aaron Lee has made significant ground. Oh, and Wang's just put it in the wall.
Yeah, we just
He's put it in
I
the
was
wall.
just trying to see where he was. Let's have a little look at that back, see what that was.
Exiting
Trying to
the Forest
recover it.
elbow. Yeah, exiting Forest elbow. It's so easy to do. You just get that little bit anxious to get on the power, and you'll lose it left every time. There's nothing but concrete in front of you that's going to welcome you. So that's going to end any chance of a top 10 finish for him. So, but what this has done is just really opened up a massive door for our championship leader.
No, it's really difficult to tell what
so
happened because he's sort of blinking all over the place. I think he just lost the rear, but then tagged the wall, and it just sent him around. I think he's got it going again, and he's trundling down the straight. But yeah, like I say, that'll be quicker than towing back, of course. So he's not 100% out of it, but yeah, you're right. It's going to be hard from here. He's not going to make it, is he, on another one stop? So.
Well, he can, from here, what a good lap 10, you're going to have to change your fuel mapping to make it from here, I would think. So you can make it, but you're going to be dropping speed there. But we've got Aaron Lee, who's now got himself into the top 10 at 2:04.7, so he's catching the guys in front of him. Yeah, 2 seconds a lap, 2.5 seconds a lap in Kigali's case here, so that's going to be... it'd be interesting to see how quickly he can get through these guys, because... Up ahead, 5th place, Jake Maloney. It's a 10-second gap. I think he's got the speed to get there. I'm not sure whether he will get there though.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. To be honest, there's a lot of this race still left.
Oh, sorry, Jackson has just clouded the wall. It's just everything's happening. As soon as you go to a car, you can see something happening. Jackson has clouted the wall on exit at Forest as well, so he's hit that pretty hard, I'm sorry to say. He's still getting down there. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to have to pit now, end of lap 10, because yeah, that looks fairly
good,
bent.
good through the through that section there. So I don't think he's got any.
No, he's going on.
Yeah, I think he's alright. I think he's alright. Car looked fine. It didn't look like it was unstable in braking. Didn't look like it understeered or oversteered. So yeah, he got away with that one for sure. Up front, still very, very close. Alex Cherney though, half a second ahead of his teammate and brother. Interesting. It's always curious to see them in different cars, and
yeah, it is.
You know,
Same
you think
team, different cars.
yeah, you know, they would work together and find a bit more pace in the same car, but you know, they just want to enjoy what they do. And Tobias, yeah, just hopped out of the BMW this season, fancied having a blast in the Ford, and yeah, good on him. And it's just proved that it can be quick. A lot of drivers just turn away from it, don't they?
Yeah, it can be. Compared to last season, I think it was about 2.5 seconds down per lap, but there has been changes with iRacing, and they probably could even change it more, to be honest with you, but it is certainly more competitive. Here it is coming second in the race, probably still the favourite to win. We've just had John King make a scheduled stop. He just took petrol, he's not taking tyres. So yeah, he's the first of our pitters. So yeah, obviously the pit window's open for these guys now. I reckon there'll be a few coming in sooner before later.
Saw Alex skim the wall there, but I think that might be a bit of a latency contact there, because it seemed I thought he was a bit further away than that.
I'm thinking we've lost Maluna.
Yeah.
I can hear. Yeah, I can hear Kigali apologising, so I'm going to assume it's to Maluna. So yeah, he's had to have a
just wound
as well.
Yeah, just having a quick look at the replay now.
That would be Griffin's Bend.
That's the aftermath of it.
Yeah, it's a tight little entry, and it's a tight exit as well at Griffin's.
Let's have a look. Right, so we're on the replay. Maluna's on a bit of an offensive, trying to get past Matt Malone here. Kigali's obviously closed back up after his mistake the previous lap as well. So yeah, let's just keep an eye and see what's going to go on here. Nothing. Oh, did he just tag him there? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, just
terrible camera angle. Yeah, just tagged him, sent him around. Oh, it's just. That's like the worst place I would think to get to get spun. Yeah, he's having to do like a 3-point turn, and in the end he just toes it back because it's just not safe.
Yeah.
Or did he? No, he didn't. He did. He reversed back, and then of course someone else tags him. That's the trouble. You just cannot.
It's a blind exit. You can't see where you're going.
No, he's got no choice there, and it's unfortunate. That's going to kill his race.
Our race leader Alex Cherney has pitted at the same time. Yeah, that little tap by Jackson hasn't done him any favours. His last lap of 207.8 off pace, and Sierra has now gone through him again. So I'm surprised Jacko didn't actually pit that lap. Could have made it home from here, I'd say, but geez, they've still got Jake Maloney right with them. And apparently last lap of 209.4, I think he must have got balked fairly badly in that incident with Kukali and Maloney.
Yeah, I was about to say, because he was behind that one, so I'm thinking he had to take some serious avoiding action there, and cost him a lot of time. I mean, 24 seconds behind the lead now. Yeah, no chance of really. I think even top 5 is going to be a bit of a push for him, I think.
Yeah, I'd say it's going to be a push now. But Jackson's just
I was about to say, it depends. It does depend what Jacko does, really. So.
Yeah, but he gets the free toe now.
You can see, actually, now you can see Jacko is really struggling with understeer. I wonder, actually, if something happened on the lap after we saw that contact, because the car looks so much worse now than what it did after that.
It's skating down. It looks crabbing down the straight. I'm really super surprised he didn't pit last lap, because he could have made it. Yeah, even if you drop your fuel to mapping 2 for a while, it's got to be worth it, because he's dropped significant time off his teammates.
Yeah, and he's over halfway now as well. He's in now though, so.
Yeah, so you'll see all cars pitting now. Thankfully, they'll get the free tow.
Jackson just about got in before hitting the tyre wall there. That could have been raced over there and then.
Well, positions 1, 2, 3 in. Interesting to see how quick Tobias
in as well.
Is.
Yeah, and
I didn't know Tobias had so much damage until his car just got fixed in a free tow, and he's had significant damage here on both sides.
Right, so Alex Cherney, 15.8 seconds, 13.2. There you go, stationary stop for Tobias. So that is the advantage of the Ford.
Now, Alex came in with 1.5, 2 seconds lead, and he's been burnt off, and you can't see him. Charles actually looks like he's had a pretty quick stop there. Yeah,
17.2, Malone 17.2 as well, Jackson 17.7.
Yeah, but that's cost Jackson a spot there. He's now behind Maloney in the McLaren MP4 there. I don't think I've seen Jake release in the GT3s before, so it's
no, this is the first time I think I've seen him as well in the certainly in this series. So. I might be wrong. He might have done another one, but yeah. So making good progress into 4th place, just ahead of Jackson, who goes very, very wide there, and yeah, does keep it out the wall. Fortunately, he's just got a new front end on that, and he doesn't want to. Doesn't want to ruin it already.
Well, no car's taking on tyres. It's obviously a fairly wise decision. You don't want to be sitting in the pits for that extra 14 seconds if you don't need to be. But I was surprised with Jackson not pitting that lap earlier, because that has cost him a lot of time, and probably Charles Risco top there at Skylight. Oh, here a big crash. Brett Woods has absolutely gone very quickly. There's just so much happening. Probably can't keep up. You're probably clicking your fingers.
Yeah, I was. You said Charles. I went to that, and then obviously, fortunately, we saw the aftermath of Brett there on the screen.
But so now that all cars have had their pit stops, things might hopefully start to settle down. It's just been such a frantic pace throughout, hasn't it?
Yeah, excuse me there, as I'm muting myself mid-sneeze. But yeah, it has actually, and I think we expected that completely at this race, and so did the admins as well, by giving the drivers the extra fast toes, kept them in the race. We've lost quite a few guys out there. Who have we lost? Paul Nelson, Inho, Grunhill, Woods and Maluna all out of the race now, and of course we had a few that didn't start as well. Aaron Lee as well, just sorry there, I should have picked up on that, but on the screen, yeah, just making a move on John King there down the main back straight.
Yeah, well, although he seemed to have lost. Oh, you've got the times there in front of you with pit stops. I'm not sure if he made a gain or a loss there, but he looks like he's
15.8 seconds. So I mean, he certainly lost on the. I mean, he did lose on everybody, apart from Kigali, who was an 18-second flat pit stop. So he lost about 0.6. Nothing really. Not when you're talking this circuit, anyway.
No, well, what we're trying to look at now is the lap times. What have we got between the two Cherney boys? It's 3.1 seconds between Tobias and Alex. I think Alex has got the car to catch him. I'm not sure unless Tobias makes a mistake like we saw last time. I'm not sure he's got the car to pass him, but we said that last time and Alex got the job done. But
personally, I always think that the Ford is the stronger of the car.
Yeah.
At this stage of the race, when they haven't taken tyres, it seems like it conserves them better. Now, whether that's just Tobias's driving style, very smooth, very controlled, I don't know, but it just always seems to be that the car doesn't drop off anywhere near as much as the BMW and the McLaren, certainly. And yeah, we can't. Let's just stay with Tobias. Alex here, and we'll just see what the lap times are for both of them when they come across the start-finish line. This is the first representative lap that we'll get. So, and there's an interesting battle starting to form up between Matt Malone and Lewis Kigali as well. Once these guys are come across, we'll have a little look at that because they're just separated by 2/10. That might even be an overtake we're going to miss. But,
yeah, but Alex has also got a little bit of damage to his car as well now.
Yeah.
He just clipped the top of Skyline on the entry there, so that's going to affect his aero there.
Well,
yeah, 5.7.
Quite a bit quicker, yeah. 5.1 though for Alex, so gap down to 2.6 seconds. And at that kind of rate, it'll definitely get up to him by the end of the race, whether or not he'll be able to make a move.
Yeah, just blowing away the rough of Charles this year. It's just great. Charles is really the rustiest out of all of them. He's hanging on to third place here, a 6.8 last lap. So, yeah, he must have made a mistake as well, I'm thinking, because he's down on his normal lap time. 6.1's behind him. Matty Malone in 6th place is 6.7 deep. So, yeah, but here's Aaron Lee going through. But it's been an awesome race and it's going to keep going. Might jump on board, just do a lap next time round with Jackson. He's got the Maloney in front of him just to talk you around this awesome track. What are we at, lap 15?
Yeah, Lee, the only other driver in the fives now. It's just really the three guys out there now. So we've got Tobias, Alex and Lee all lapping in the 205s. And he's close to...
I just don't know about Alex. I reckon he's hurting a little bit here. Just very shaky over.
He's only 1.9. He's 1.9 seconds back now, so he's closed up another 0.6 of a second this lap.
I don't think he's dropped any time. Well, mind you, now on my screen his car looks fixed. Like before, it looked like an absolute wreck.
Yeah, you're right. I think yeah, this is what I was getting at earlier on, where I think we're seeing a few latency contacts with the wall.
Yeah.
Of course, we are on the Aussie servers, and both Alex and Tobias obviously run from Germany, and of course their latency is pretty high. So we'll see that, I think, throughout the race. And yeah, car looks pretty good actually, so no real problems there. And let's see what the lap time is. So, right, so 2:06.0 for Tobias, and 2:05.2 for Alex. That's 0.8 of a second. He's coming. He wants this victory. He doesn't care who's ahead of him. He's coming strong. He's coming hard, and I think Tobias is going to have his hands full for the final sort of 5-6 minutes of this race here.
Well, we won't be jumping on board Jackson's car, that's for sure, because that is grounded. That's in the pit. He's obviously had a major incident, needed a tow straight away, so Jackson's race will be done as well. What that does is put Lee up another position, and he's making ground on the Kigali-Malone battle in front. And Malone's now up into 5th place, so yeah, there is potential for Lee to make that top 5 finish, which would be awesome from the finish.
Side by side battle as well, yeah, so I think he's got Malone here. Yeah, he has the high ground here, really on the inside. Malone having a little look back. Oh, I'm not sure you're going to get through there. No, he's not.
you don't go too wide into there because you're only coming out one wide. Oh! Kigali on the power over that lumber. Through again for Malone.
So once again, Kigali does all the hard work and then just makes a little mistake and whoop, back down he goes. And yeah, just Lee 1.6 seconds back. So all the time these guys battling. Oh, Lee heavy into the wall.
That's gone. That's our championship leader. Oh, that is our championship leader. That day is over. And that is gonna, with Tobias in the lead and with Lee in the wall, that car is, she's all over there, I'm afraid, for him. And he gets a free tow, yes, again, but that's a bad mistake, isn't it?
Oh, big time. I wonder if he just saw. We've got it up on screen now. Let's just watch. He just runs wide into the wall and.
Easy mistake to do, though.
Oh, it is, and so many drivers do that as well. It's you know, it's one of the trickiest spots, and you need to flirt with that wall if you're going to have any kind of pace. So, but yeah, just a little bit too much. I think he saw the guys ahead battling, realised that a top 5 was on the cards from you know, from starting at the back or in the pits, as it was, and that would have been a pretty decent result, and perhaps just lost focus there and was concerned a little bit more about catching those guys. So yeah,
and Tobias
certainly not the race he wanted.
No, nothing went right from the start. Then he had pole position, fastest lap.
Mark Warmington, Max Wilston here having a little battle. I think Wilston's just got through. Warmington just got back into the top 10 for the first time in this race meeting, and he's Blue Flag Racing rough there, but yeah, lost that place to Max. So Max definitely looks like he's pretty quick. And not actually Max, we've not seen Max too much, but he did a 105 the previous lap. A little bit slower this lap because obviously he had to do the overtake, I'm sure. But yeah, to be able to put in the 105, he's definitely got a fair bit of pace about him there.
Yeah, 205s. We did see Max driving sideways on the grass down Conrod, so he's obviously, you know, once he's staying off the grass, he's showing some potential there. Mark Warmington interests me. Good, sturdy V8 supercar driving. Certainly not one of the fastest, but certainly not one of the slowest. Actually won the warm-up races last year.
Oh, Matt Malone, sorry Brenton, Matt Malone, I think just hit the wall there. It's it might have been Kigali actually.
Has he?
I'm not really sure. I guess it might be one of those latency contacts we're seeing again, because they're not really affected, but they're very close. Sorry, carry on as you were about Mark.
Yeah, he's just. I'm sure he's got a problem here. Mark? No, I don't think he has. Yeah, it's just. I think you don't.
Sorry, Brendan. I've got to stop you again. Lewis Kigali got through on Matt Malone as well, so yeah, that was just a mistake from Malone. Just went a little bit heavy into the elbow there, and he's going to get a run back here though. So he's going to use the draft, peeking his nose out through the kink. He's going to have to do it under braking. I think he's just a little bit too far back. So yeah, Kigali up and into 5th place. Although we see Matt Malone very strong through this section of the circuit. So is he going to fight back? No, too far back.
And you were talking about Max Wilson before, putting in a good performance. Unfortunately, you've given him the kiss of death there. He's punted it into the wall, and his car's crabbing quite badly. He's lost it in Forest altogether there. So it's just that, what number is he? 31 McLaren MP4 is just rolling its way sideways down Conrod, and yeah, he was in the top 10. So again, a good, strong performance. Don't see him much. I reckon it was probably his first time. So yeah. He's going to make mistakes new to the series, but yeah, it's a good first up effort for sure. So not
just jumping
the way he wanted to.
I've just jumped back actually to see if we can see how and where it was. So not entirely sure. We're just on board at the moment, just going up the second straight here towards the mountain. No real problems. Who's he got in front of him there at the moment? I'm not really sure who that is actually, but I'm sure that was for place. That's Warren Pickering.
We've lost our 3rd place, Charles Sierra.
We'll jump over to that in just a second. But oh yeah, so just seeing it here, Max into
it's gone.
Yeah, that's a heavy hit there. Just lost it, pushed wide. Let's see.
Another one is. Brett Woods is having a bit of a messy day. Charles he shouldn't be racing that speed, and he's lost it badly again. That car is cooked, and
I've stayed with the
I've
stayed with the replay here, so we can just see what happens to Charles. I think it's probably about a minute away from what's happening, but at the moment quite comfortably sat in third place. It's worth pointing out, just while we're waiting to see what happens here, and it looks like we've lost Richard Brookfield as well. Yeah, Richard Brookfield into the pits. So all sorts of problems going on out there at the moment, but the battle for the lead has actually calmed quite down. Tobias just stepped it up a bit and built that gap up to 2.8 seconds now.
I know Aaron's a lap down now, down in 7th place, but if we can get the chance to jump on board around this magnificent track from cockpit view, it's just I love listening to this McLaren, mind you.
Yeah, well, you let me know when he's about to cross the start-finish line, and I'll jump over to it. Just trying to watch what happened here with Charles. We're obviously a lap further on from...
yeah, up the top of McPhillamy Park. He's just lost it out there.
Oh, so just skimmed the wall there, and again, I think. So, yeah, it's just flirting with the wall a little bit too much, and usually you do see that, you know, guys just making contact with the wall and they just carry on pushing on it, when actually, you know, you just need to realise that you've just had a couple of near misses and just back it down for a little second and recollect yourself.
So it really was a disastrous couple of laps there for the Evolution Racing.
Oh, he just got all sideways, didn't he? It wasn't like contact with the wall or anything like that. Oh yeah, not what we're used to seeing.
No, I've got a feeling there, because I know Jackson and Charles were talking about their gurney flap, if they were running that or not, and there was a significant difference between running the gurney flap and not running it, and I'm not sure if they chose to run or not, but if they didn't run it, it does make it really taily at inconsistent times. I'm thinking maybe that's what happened there.
Well, we're obviously about to finish up a lap, and Lee here is behind Alex Cherney, so it's probably a good lap to jump on board and send it over to you, buddy. Yeah,
well, we're on board with our championship leader, the number 3 McLaren MP4, Aaron Lee. What we've got in front of us is Alex Cherney, coming second in this race. Across the strike here to lap 18, lap 19, just put it at 204.9. Into turn 1, hill corner, dropping to second gear. Got to get the power on nice and early here and concentrate on the exit. The entry to that turn 1 is important, but the exit really does set you up for the rest of this lap. Trying to stay here a bit more to the right. If you go to the centre like where he is right now, unfortunately there's a bit of a bump there and you do lose a bit of traction. Probably braking mark just about the 75 metre mark down to third gear, holding that tight line here. It gives you a bit of a groove there on the track. You can almost slingshot yourself away around. No overtaking spot here. This is into Griffin's Bend. We're in third gear now, dropping to second. What we want to do here is hold it nice and tight as we can. Concentrate on the exit. The V8 you can't hold it flat. The bump there, you can hold it flat over third. Up into fourth, just floats it around here into fourth. Can dig it into fifth. Up into my favourite part of the track up here, Reed Park. Some cars now, you've got to get that exit right. We've seen cars go off there. McPhillamy Park, awesome bit of racetrack here. You're in fifth gear, coming up over the Skyline, down to third. Only using the brakes when you're in a straight line. You don't want to be braking whilst you've got the wheel sideways, because the back end will come around into the dipper. Power on through the S's here. Again, just making the car flow, getting ready for a good exit here at Forest Elbow, second gear. First gear if you want to get a good turn in. He's gone to second. Power on nice early. Get a good draft here, and he should be past him. I don't think he's going to want to though, because he is that lap down. Conrod Straight, fastest part of track in Australia. Down Conrod Straight, we're getting up to 250, 260, touching 260. He'll go higher than that. Into the chase here, flat out into the chase usually, but he's got that car in front of him. Second part of the chase, down in the third gear, just hugging that left side, staying away from the curbing there. That'll unbalance the car. Under the Dunlop Bridge, that's where Danny Holm died years and years ago, unfortunately. Into the last turn, the Australian Motor Racing Museum there to your right, power on, and that is one lap of Bathurst, and we did a 205.6.
Yeah, great lap there, and yeah, it's a shame we didn't see him at the front of this race, because I think he'd have mixed it up with these two very well. Maybe, in fact, I think probably a little bit quicker actually. So would have been an interesting race if he'd have been up the front, I think. And yeah, unfortunately, yeah, a bit of a disaster really down in 15th.
Yeah, it is. There's no real. He'd be getting frustrated here. He's doing the sportsman thing. Yeah, I'm positive he could get past Alex if he wanted to. I'm positive of that. He's got the speed. He's in the draft, but Alex is just at 2.6 behind the race leader, brother Tobias. I think you and I are both thinking the same, even though we haven't said. I think that's going to hold station. I can't see any changes happening there unless Tobias makes a mistake. But yeah, we've got to go give credit to Jake Maloney back in third. Yeah, he's a bit down the track. What are we, 22 seconds off the lead here, but you know, if this is his debut race, I think he's done an outstanding performance in the Multi-21 MP4. So yeah, another young fellow who does a fairly strong job in the V8 Supercars. Oh God, not real good there through Reed Park, just a bit wide, bit of understeer. But you know, he's not the fastest guy in the V8s, but he's also not the slowest. He's a very strong performer and knocking on the door of top split. But yeah, it's just good to see him out here and teammate of Max Wilson.
Yeah, exactly. Good strong performance. He's got slow BMW there to the inside. Not the place you want to have to go around the outside for sure. And but he's through good performance. Worth pointing out actually, the closest. I think we might have just lost John King. Yeah, John King into the pits as well. So people dropping like flies at the end of this race. But your two lads out there having a good little scrap. Giles Desir and Tim Jackson obviously both had their mishaps today. Find themselves in 12th and 13th place, just half a second apart. This is all about team pride, I would say.
Yeah, a bit of team pride and also a bit of team practice. The Australian Endurance Championship next week, so Bathurst 12-hour race. So hopefully these guys are doing the right thing by the team and just winding up hopefully having a bit of fun. To be honest with you, racing nose to tail. It's good that Jacko's finally got a match in our in the rough in our team. But by saying that, hopefully they're getting some data as well for that 12-hour race next week. We've just come off the back of the Daytona 24-hour race last week. That's so long to do. That was a real eye-opener, that. But you know, yeah, it's the one that got away, has to be said. I'm sure there was a podium there for at least one of them, but oh well, there's always next week.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, good on you guys for making sure you brought it home, I thought.
Yeah, that wasn't easy. Yeah, we had, instead of talking about us all night, but yeah, one of our drivers wasn't able to show up and got called into work and didn't get the opportunity to tell anyone because he got such a late call up. So that kind of put everything into disarray for us. Yep. But it's a lesson learned for next year.
White flag is out. We're on to the last lap here. Everybody's pretty much spaced out. Nothing really going on. So apart from your guys having a little battle, and I think that's probably going to stay as it is. I don't know, 0.2 of a second between them at the moment. But yeah, let's just stick with our leader as he's coming down on straight right now.
Yeah, and whilst he's doing that, I'm going to give a quick shout out to the Blue Flag Racer guys. Warmington in 8th and Victor Draveguard in 9th. I think that's probably his best result, so congratulations to them if they hold station.
Yeah, good drive from Tobias. You know, the race was probably made a little easier by Aaron not being not there on the grid, but still he's had to battle hard with his brother. Got the jump in the pits, never looked back really from there, taken victory. Great performance, and I think Alex will be delighted as well with second place, just 2.6 seconds behind there. And I was talking about this last week. It's not going to be long before he picks up a race win.
No, it won't be the charity one too, so good luck with the interview on that. I'll be setting my egg timer on that one. But also, so congratulations to the Journey boys. That really puts a heavy lead in the championship now for Tobias. Yeah, having absolutely. That win and with Lee having difficulties. And yeah, look, Lee had a disconnect at the start, couldn't start on pole, but Alex and Tobias didn't make that mistake, so they still cashed in and they took that win. Yep.
Jake Maloney come across in 3rd, Matt Malone 4th, Lewis Kigali in 5th. Next up we've got Warren Pickering. We haven't really seen much of Warren all race long. He's just not his name at all. He's just not made a mistake, and yeah, look at that. Don't make a mistake, finishes in 6th place. He was not lapping particularly strongly at all, but yeah, just didn't put a foot wrong out there, and yeah, got the reward. Same really for Mark Warmington. Didn't you know? Hasn't lit up the timing screen or anything. And
well, they've actually made a gain on it last lap. versus Kevin Huang. What's happened there? Because
Kevin's
when I
run out of
called him
fuel.
last time, yeah,
Kevin run
they
out of
were
fuel. Yep.
8th and 9th, so they've actually made another spot. So Blue Flag Racing, drinks are on them tonight. 7th and 8th, I'll be ecstatic with that.
Looks
result.
like
Yeah.
Charles and Tim exchange positions. They're about to, well, the last really guys out there. So yeah, on the last lap, Jackson got him.
Yeah, and,
It looks like Charles might have hit the wall as he's wobbling all over the place down the straight. So
it looks like Jackson's hit the wall too. So.
I guess they had some friendly contact somewhere. Oh, I guess
This
another
isn't
little
over
move.
yet. This isn't over yet. Although I can't see Jackson getting him now, but yeah. Oh, I'm gonna check the bank balance and see how much. Oh, Jackson, what are you doing? Get to the finish, mate. Yeah, gonna have to check the bank balance there about the 2 roughs, because that's a bit messy. I'm actually gonna go back and have a look to see what these 2 boys have been up to, but I'd imagine they'll be having a bit of a chuckle.
There we go. Right, let's take you through the final standings then. Myers Choney takes victory by 2.6 seconds from his brother. Those guys were 25 seconds clear from Jake Maloney, so pretty dominant, you have to say. Matt Malone had a great race, as well as Lewis Kigali. But yeah, both drivers, I think, possibly could have tucked onto the back of Jake. Just heavy battle throughout that race. I think cost him a lot of time. Probably driver of the day, Warren Pickering. I have to say, the only reason I say that is because you know, he didn't have the greatest pace, didn't make a mistake, but sixth place, you know, good performance from him.
Yeah, it was a good performance.
Yeah.
Always used to seeing him in the Redback Racing rough, but yeah, he's getting the job done now in the McLaren. So yeah, I would probably agree with you in regards to driver of the day as Warren Pickering. We didn't notice him, and it's a good result. It's good enough for us.
Yeah, Mark Warmington, Victor Draveguard, Kevin Huang, Paul Mansell in 10th place. Brett Wilson, Charles Desir, Tim Jackson, John King, Aaron Lee, Rich Brookfield, Chandra Young, Pat O'Hara in 18th, Tim Ballinger, Brett Woods in 20th place, and then really those that retired, so Mac Wilston's, Pierre, Maluna, Gronil there. We lost obviously In Ho Yon, didn't we, early on. Paul Nelson just did a few laps before he brought it off. Of course, we had a few non-starters, so Dongwu set qualifying time, but didn't start. That was quite surprising. Obviously, Lenderman we knew wasn't going to be around. But,
yeah, Dongwu, I think he was on the grid. I think he might have even dropped out early. So yeah, didn't see anything of him at all.
Yeah, it's not counting as a single lap, which is
I don't
so
think he
if
actually crossed the start-finish line. I think he actually had a disconnect on the rolling start as well. But like you said, the Masters of Endurance race on tonight, he might have had a commitment there, but. Yeah, anyway, no, it was, I love that track, and that track just promotes good racing, and that's what we had tonight.
Right, it looks like we're gonna get a couple of people in for interview. Yeah, maybe not.
User, who's that?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably Alex, because he joined it.
Got a UK flag.
Oh, yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
I'll just try and work that out for us, mate. But I'm sure Tobias won't be short of a word anyway.
Yeah, well, we'll drag him up mid-conversation like normal. Tobias, congratulations. We're going to rattle through the interviews today, I'm afraid. First off, yeah, obviously gifted pole position in the end, and probably made your race a little bit easier, I would say.
Yeah, hello Alex, hello Brenton. Yeah, not what I expected, that Aaron disappeared from the grid. He was incredibly fast, of course, was able to pull out a few low threes or mid threes in a row, something that I couldn't do, and yeah, I was really interested to see how I can stick to his draft, or how everything plays out. But when he dropped out there, of course, massive disappointment there for him. Made life for Alex and myself much more easier. We just had to decide who's in front at which time of the race. Due to the high ping, it was, I guess there was no way that we could have battled, yeah, like usual. and so in the end, pretty good result for both of us. Somewhere mid race, we thought that Charles and Timothy Jackson there would also maybe have a run at us because they weren't too far away, but both of them suffered from different kind of dramas, which made it in the end quite easily, and just I guess decided by the pit stop.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, 3 seconds quicker in the pits, I think you were, so that got you quite comfortably out the front. And then it looked for a moment like your brother was going to close back in on you. Were you just taking it easy because all of a sudden you lit up the timing sheets again and just started pulling away?
Yeah, he always when he was behind me, he said he was like I was like losing half a second down the mountain, and I don't know. Thought the FGT would be pretty good there, but obviously it isn't. He was closing a big time there, and when he was in front, he was running away, and I needed the long straights to get back to his bumper, or let's say half a second, which is nearly the closest comfortable gap besides high pings, and he was a bit unlucky with his pit entry. There was a left car in front. I guess he passed the car even before the speed limiter line. Was kind of interesting, but I guess he will tell about it. And from my point of view, pretty good race. Nothing unusual, nothing in the way. So I'm pretty happy with this second win here with the Ford.
Well, I thought you took the lead in the championship last week. I mean, you did in theory because you were joint points with Aaron Lee, but you're certainly in the lead of the championship now. Up next, got Watkins Glen. Are you going to be around for that one?
Yeah, I really hope that Watkins is some kind of second Daytona with the top speed with the Ford. So I will be there, and I hope that Marcus will be there as well. I was quite disappointed to see him in the list, but never even made it to the server. So don't know what was up there.
Yeah, for sure. I think I don't know if he's got Masters of Endurance commitments with Coanda or something like that. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get to see him back. Well, congratulations, Tobias! Another victory, taking the lead officially in the championship on your own now as well. And looking strong. And Watkins Glen going to be another good track for the Ford. And it's going to be exciting race to watch, I'm sure. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for broadcasting again. And see you later.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers to boss. Cheers, Alex.
Right, let's bring up Alex. Welcome to the comms box, fella. Good strong race for you out there, and I thought for a minute you were going to close back in and have your brother, but in the end it looked like he was perhaps just playing a little bit safe and pushed a little bit and kept that gap to about 2.5 seconds at the end.
Yeah, hi Alex. I thought that too, but maybe he's just he was saving. I think he was really short on fuel, and after the finish line, his car was almost empty. So that was good driving, and a little bit sad that it's happened because of the pits. I lost there about 3 seconds.
Yeah, I think we picked up on that on the broadcast actually, that the Ford definitely seems to have an advantage in the pits. It's definitely quicker in the pits than all the other cars out there.
A few seconds, yes, and the pit entrance wasn't that good for me. There was some car in front, and we were down to the speed limit almost 100 or 200 meters before the cones.
Yeah,
that really sucked me.
Yeah, that's not going to help.
Yeah.
Well, when we spoke last week, you obviously said you want to have a good race here. That was important for you, based on what happened last season. We won't go into that. I would say that today's race would be just what you wanted. One place extra would have been nice, but still, good strong race today. Solid performance, and second place, and that's going to move you up in the championship quite nicely.
Yeah,
actually, looking at what else everybody else did. I mean, you're currently fifth, 102 points. You're going to score a lot of points today. I mean, you've obviously outscored Aaron. There's no Lenderman
that's too bad
and
for
Lewis
Aaron
as well. So
it
it was unfortunate. We caught it. I mean, in a way, he was kind of lucky as well. We picked up on the fact that he actually disconnected before he made it to the grid, which meant that he was able to start on the same lap rather than a lap down when he got connected. So he had a chance. He was looking good at fifth, but yeah, in the end. Yeah, made a big mistake, and then of course you had him tailing you for the last 3 or 4 laps there.
I was a little bit wondering if he has fresh tires or if he just want to look, or if he was going to pass me. I didn't know, but it was okay.
Well, I haven't got my calculator with me, but I dare say that you'll be close to moving up into probably 3rd position in the championship after that.
I'd say you're right.
Oh, that would be great.
Well, congratulations again, Watkins. Glenn up next. I'm going to give you the opportunity to give a shout out for your team and your sponsors, as I didn't let your brother.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's nice for driving for HPM Motorsport, and I give a shout out to all my teammates, and maybe they take a look at the YouTube replay or broadcast, and yeah, next time I will try to get my brother.
Yeah, good luck on that one, and yeah, we'll see you next week, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thinking Watkins Glen's going to really suit that GT though, isn't it? It's just such a power stuff.
Yeah, I think you're right. Without a doubt, that's going to be very, very strong. So it's going to be tough for anyone there to beat them. I think round there.
How good was this result? How good was this result for the Blue Flag Racing team? I talked them up during the race, as you heard, Alex. Mark Warmington coming in 7th place, even picking up at the
got a
last
nice
lap.
bit of feedback a bit. So
2 seconds left. Me. 1 minute.
That's it. Turn us down.
Okay. He's actually turned himself off.
No, that's just the mic.
Yeah, just.
But a strong result for the boys, you know, the Kimi Rural Fencing, Blue Flag Racing, what they come, I think it was 7th and 8th in the end, with Mark and Victor, and they finished within a second of each other, so I hope they got a good screening of themselves going across the finish line there in a formation finish. They only had Kevin Huang, who ran out of petrol on that last lap, less than a second behind, so these guys made the most of what they were offered. They started 18th and 22nd on the grid, up into 7th, 8th. We've got to mention our driver of the day, Warren Pickering, came from 21st on the grid, no matter we didn't see him, and finishing in 6th. So, there's some good performances there.
Mark, have you there? You got us now?
Yep, I think so. I changed my mic button so that instead of it was push to talk, it was push to mute and unmute, just in case I needed to use it during the race with my teammate and moved my thumb and ended up in the wall.
Tell us a bit about your race, Mark. 18th on the grid, 205 flat, mate, all the way up to 7th, and with your teammate. I don't know much about your teammate Victor, it must be said, but great team result. You guys should be really happy with that.
Oh yeah, we're ecstatic with that. All the way through practice and quali, I just kept saying, if I can nail my PB lap in quali, which is a 051, I'd be really, really happy. If I could PB it, I'd be ecstatic. And first lap, which was supposed to be my banker, I matched it, and then the second lap was a PB. So actually, when I got the 0, I was a bit disappointed because the session optimal was I think it was a 4.6 or 4.3 or something like that. And all week, the 4 laps eluded me, but I just saw people falling off the track in the first 10 minutes, and I couldn't understand why they were pushing so hard, so just tried to skip around them. And yeah, at the end, Kevin, I think he was out of fuel or something. I had no rear tyres whatsoever, so I was just hoping Victor didn't try and pass me. So yeah, great finish for the team.
Will you say with tyres, was it something that you considered taking on those tyres, knowing that you're going to spend an extra 15 seconds in the pits? Do you reckon you could have made that ground up with new tyres?
Well, before the race started, last 5 minutes I think of quali, I was like, yep, I'm not taking tyres. I'm not taking them. No, actually I am. I'm going to take tyres, because around here the last thing I want is to have a greasy rear end and end up in the wall. So I was going to take them, and then about, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes before the stop, I looked at the F3 and could see the cars behind were less than 15 seconds behind. So I thought, there's no way I can do it. I'll just lose like 3, 4, 5 maybe positions. But then I realised I'd reconfigured my wheel and hadn't mapped a button to unselect anything. So coming down the conrod, I had to get the mouse out and click the tyres off. So I didn't think I was actually going to see the finish line. I thought I was going to roll it.
Now, is that your best result for the series? I'm thinking it probably is.
Yeah, considering every race up until now, I've either crashed it myself, got into a netcode contact with somebody. I think VIR was where I was the most confident I was going to get a good result, and again, netcode rear end. So pretty much every race other than this one, I've had to drive back from the back of the field to finish somewhere. So yeah, definitely best result in this car round here and in this series all season.
And your Swedish teammate Victor, don't know much about him. I would imagine he'd be pretty happy with the result too.
Yeah, he will be, but I think he might be slightly disappointed. He'll be great with, well, feel great about the finish for the team. But the fact I finished ahead of him and out-qualified him just well, it's more the fact that it indicates that he hasn't really put the laps in yet this week to be up to speed, because Victor's about 4 tenths faster than me. So he'll probably feel that he should have been in front and should have been hunting down top 5 maybe.
Well, mate, I think it was an awesome performance, 7th and 8th, and I think if someone offered you that at the start of the race, you would have taken that with 2 hands and said thank you very much. Mate, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to at all? Anyone thank your sponsors, Kimmy Rural's Fencing, anything like that?
Yeah, always thank you to Kimmy's Rural Fencing. Mark started supporting us back in 2013, maybe 2012 actually. So regardless of whether we continued, we will always keep some Kimmy's Rural Fencing decal on the car. But also to my teammate Victor, great drive, especially because he's probably down 50% of the laps he normally would have put in around here this week. And then all the other guys that are probably sitting back looking at the result, pinching themselves. And of course, you guys, ARL, great broadcast as always. So thanks for putting on the series.
Thank you, sir. You have a good weekend, and we'll catch you next week.
Yep, cheers. Thanks, Alex.
Alright, I'm going to rattle through these interviews. Mark, Charles, dragged you up here. Race was going really well for you. You look good. 3rd place, and they stuffed it into the wall, buddy.
Yeah, well, I actually didn't. I tapped the wall like a couple of laps before. It wasn't too bad. The right rear was a bit screwed up, so I was just trying to keep it on the track, and then combining the fact that the tires were going off as well, and I lost it at McPhillamy and went into the wall, and yeah, that was the end of that. But yeah, it was quite fun today after a long hiatus from this. Good to be back.
And then you we didn't see what happened, but your car was wrecked on the last lap. Your teammates didn't look much better, so yeah, talk us through what happened there.
Yeah, both of us tagged the walls during the race at some point, even though we were doing really, really well. Yeah, and then like we just decided to have a little race at the end, and we both went into the wall. So we tried to yeah, see who went to the line first, but yeah, it all started with shambles and ended in shambles. So
you're back next week for Watkins?
Yes, I will be. I'm back from now on. I had to get my internet sorted out over here. My accommodation is a bit strange, so yeah, it's gonna be good.
Welcome to Britain.
Yeah.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you next week, and hopefully you can keep it on the black stuff all race long and pick up a podium finish, as it looked like you were going to get here. So
yeah, I mean,
unlucky with that.
I mean, Mount Panorama is like my favorite track of the entire iRacing. You know, of all the tracks in there. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of my specialty here, but I always just keep screwing it up year after year. So hopefully, eventually, I'll get there.
Well, I'm sure Brenton will correct you on this, but anyone you want to shout out to? Don't forget anyone. First time.
Yeah, Evolution Racing Australia. great guys, and they support. They give me all the setups and all the paints for the cars, and they're really cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And Mark for hosting this. I think Mark's still hosting this. So yeah.
Yep.
Cheers to him. And thanks to you guys, for hosting it.
Cool. Thank you very much, buddy. We'll see you at Watkins.
We'll do, mate. See ya.
I'll send you the bill. Cheers, Charles. Scotty Newton.
Yeah, I'm going to have a very quick chat with Scott, obviously racing in the Clubman's Drivers' Championship. Scott, obviously exciting race here over in the Pro-Am category. How was the race over at the in the Clubman's series?
Yeah, Alex, it was pretty good race. Obviously started on pole, which was a great start for me. Steve started fourth, and pretty much the start was basically just get away as quickly as possible, because once going into turn 2 and up into the cutting, it gets pretty tight, and you basically want to go single file rather than people dive bombing you, trying to gain positions. And yeah, pretty much after the first lap it was fuel safe for me just to get to 50%, and thankfully it stayed that way for the whole race, and I ended up P1.
Nice, congratulations, mate. Well done on that one. And I'm just looking at the championship. You needed that as well. That should give you a nice little healthy boost, I would say, and close you in. I mean, it's quite tight up there. 149 down to 102. That is, what's that? That's the top 7 spots. So, yeah. Where did Bocade and Frashak and that finish today?
I think Frashak finished 9th. Steve unfortunately clipped the wall a couple of times, so he ended up down the order. I just posted the results link as well in the chat as well.
Okay, great. So yeah, good. I'll tell you what we'll try and do. Let's see if I can see if technology's any good. Yeah, we'll just quickly whip that in there up on screen right now. Yeah, so good strong drive, 17 seconds. In the lead, mate. Alex obviously there, 3rd place as well, so that's a good result from him. And certainly he's probably gonna, I'd have to say, he's gonna be close to taking over the lead in the championship there. But you've certainly jumped up a few places with that result as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think some of the top guys managed not to score probably more than 20 points, which is obviously a good result for me. Plus I get the 5 bonus points for 0 incidents as well, so that closes the gap even further, which is what I need.
Well, congratulations, mate. Yeah, just do the same again at Watkins, I guess.
Yeah, I hope to make that as well. Actually, last week I mentioned that I was going to be away, but yeah, circumstances obviously changed, and it might be the same again next week as well. So hopefully I can make it, but I'm not sure whether I might be able to or not.
All the best on that one then, buddy.
Nice, cheers, Alex.
Good on you, Scotty. Done.
Yeah, I think that is enough. Sorry, Lewis. Lewis has just jumped in a little bit too late. We'll be here all day if we just carry on. Carry on. We'll jump in a bit earlier. We'll grab you. But yeah, nonetheless, he had a good race as well. Lots of battles, and yeah, watch it back. You featured a lot, mate. Brenton, thank you very much for joining me for this one. Always a good race. I think, yeah, like you say, we picked up on Warren Pickering really from all the way back there, worked his way up slowly, didn't make any mistakes. Not the best pace, but definitely needs to pick up driver of the day for that. New championship leader.
Convincing lead by Tobias, and with Watkins in front of him, he's not going to be easy to pass here if he gets good quality time, but still a bit to go yet.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for everybody tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like us on, Facebook, and add us on Twitter and all that kind of goodness. I can see the links there. And yeah, big shout out to all the sponsors, Mark Lane for putting this on, and our broadcast partners as well, GTM Mega and Leah Bodner. So thank you very much for tuning in. Watkins Glen next week. It's worth pointing out now as well, the World Championship Series will start up in 2 weeks' time. So we will be switching back to sort of post-race broadcasts for every other week. We'll try and get them up on the Sunday night for you though. But yep, thank you everybody for tuning in to ARL TV. Alex Simpson, Brenton and Brian here for the Sim Racers Asia GT Simulator Series. It's been round 6 at Bathurst, and we are out of here.